By the way, how about this? I don't know what the fuck idiots are talking about with memes and shit. Oh, it's like, he's just like me. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't follow your dumb fucking memes. So take your meme and shove it up your fucking ass, because I have the ability to make an observation that's factually fucking based. Oh. Just because I'm DarkSydePhil doesn't mean I get to ignore fucking facts that the characters in this game are going through what I go through on a daily fucking basis. Shut the fuck up.
Meet DarkSydePhil, aka Phil Burnell, a 40-year-old gaming content creator that's been around since the early days of YouTube.
Sucks that I didn't get more tips tonight. It really would help for tomorrow, but it is what it is. I'll make do with what I got. You know, I might or might not get paid.
Despite once being known for making quality gaming content and having a decent fan base, he's now better known for his numerous controversies. From verbally abusing his own viewers, to using racial slurs, and even getting caught on camera engaging in sexually explicit behavior, we're going to unpack it all.
I need banana, tasty banana, put banana in my mouth, squeeze the peel, it comes in, then squeeze banana!
DarkSydePhil is a self-proclaimed gaming journalist, which means he spends most of his day reviewing video games.
You really are fond of chatting with me, aren't you? If I didn't know better, I'd think you had feelings for me.
Phil brands himself as an experienced and knowledgeable pro gamer who live streams his amazing gaming skills daily.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is DarkSydePhil. I've been on YouTube for the greater part of 8 years, covering pretty much every major release that I could, ranging from console games that are huge AAA releases to small indie titles, the occasional PC release here and there, hell, even some handheld games. And in all the time that I've made videos, over 50,000 videos for YouTube. Today, unfortunately, is the very first day that I have to tell you I have played the worst game I have ever played in my life.
As you probably know, I am a pro Street Fighter player, so that is pretty interesting. You might learn something if you jump over there.
However, there's a small issue with Phil's portrayal of himself, which is that Phil can't play a game to save his life.
DarkSydePhil, oblivious to all of his surroundings.
Phil's ability to mess up playing even the simplest games left many feeling frustrated. Rage-quitting Kirby is arguably the most embarrassing thing DSP has done on camera. Is he just rage-baiting? I can't tell no more. How can you suck at every game you play and still blame the game every single time? And others felt annoyed that Phil was even being referred to as a game journalist at all. I hate that you call this dude a game journalist, when he's just some weird hack fraud who's never figured out a controller. Who are the new gens calling DSP a game journalist? And instead of acknowledging that he often loses due to his own lack of skills, Phil often resorts to blaming the game itself for being flawed.
Dies.
No, dude, I didn't fall. I swear to God I didn't fall. He passed through the block that I was standing on. Oh my God! I'm done.
While continuously whining that he did nothing wrong while playing any game at all.
For nothing. For absolutely nothing. I did nothing wrong.
Great, I did nothing wrong. I didn't do anything. I did nothing wrong at all. They're trying to kill me. I did nothing wrong at all. This is my punishment for nothing. I did nothing wrong. Now I gotta go back again to try to do this again because it didn't work properly. I did nothing wrong. Oh, I did nothing wrong. I was absolutely right. I gotta completely start the mission over from scratch, even though I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong.
In fact, the phrase, "I did nothing wrong," became so famous among his viewers that they started making compilation videos of all of the times he said it. Let's see how well "I did nothing wrong" holds up in court. He did nothing wrong, and he also happened to do everything correct as well. Very disturbing how easily that phrase rolls off his tongue so often. Sometimes, if the audience is really lucky, they get to witness his infamous rage-quitting meltdowns.
I don't understand. What the hell's going on? What? Thanks for explaining nothing. Okay, here we go.
leading many to believe that Phil was just trolling everyone and rage-baiting people into views. At this point, I think he's doing this on purpose. There's no way he deliberately chose to step on spines and then act surprised when he died. Unbelievable. At this point, it's gotta be an act. No one, I mean no one, is this stupid. Where'd you see spikes and think, I can run on this? In fact, Phil is so bad at gaming that he recently went viral when someone posted a clip of some of the worst gameplay ever. The original tweet ended up getting over 7 million views. Many actually found the clip funny, and Phil briefly became relevant for the first time in years. Why is he even playing then? He looks like he's not even enjoying himself. Why is he playing Doom like it's a tactical shooter? And people ask why so many people talk about DSP. It's because of crap like this. He's so hilarious, LMAO. However, instead of taking this opportunity to get more subscribers, he decided to respond to the criticism by telling anyone who dared to laugh at him retards.
Oh yeah, no, I saw the stupid tweet about me playing Doom that's completely out of context, and the idiots all liked it, and I already just destroyed them on Twitter and called them all the retards that they are.
He also made numerous excuses for not being able to play at his best during that clip, and insisted that the clip was taken completely out of context.
Someone took the one clip of me playing Doom last night where I went into a room, and the room is actually set up to be a booby trap. The room is full of explosive barrels. So if you charge in head first and you try to fight like you're supposed to normally, normally you're blowing everything apart, punching, kicking, ripping, and keeping the momentum. If you do that in the room, the barrels blow up and you die. So I went into the room and a barrel blew up and I went from full health and armor down to like 5 health.
Soon, YouTubers like Asmongold Clips started posting reaction videos of DarkSydePhil's gaming skills, getting over 600,000 views.
Mechanic in this game. And then, the bomb insta-kills you. The bomb didn't insta-kill you in any fucking Zelda game ever before. Ever. True. Not once did that ever happen until today. This game is absolutely ridiculous with the game mechanics. Hold up. Release. Oh, is that it? Is that all I had to do? Is that it? Is that all I had to do? Is that it? Is that all I had to do?
Bye, Dad. What are we doing? What the fuck?
Oh! Bye, Dad. Corbin Albert says, has ever been so...
The internet couldn't wait for a chance to roast Phil's inability to follow instructions during gameplay. This dude will choke to death eventually, because in real life, breathing mechanics is too difficult. Tombstone will read, "You can't even breathe in this world." It's guys like these that there's a reason why shampoo bottles have instructions on them. Others poked fun at the fact that Phil had the confidence to call himself a gaming journalist. This man has what it takes to become a game journalist. One thing's for sure, Phil's gameplay gave the internet a lot of content for memes, such as the yellow paint meme. People ridiculed Phil by claiming that the reason game developers put yellow marks to guide players in games is because of bad players like Phil. This man is the reason why games have yellow paint. Phil's superior gaming skills are not the only reason for his fame. It might not be an overstatement to say that Phil's true talent lies in his ability to go on long, abusive rants about anything.
Dude, I don't even know what's going on tonight. All right, I got a $2 tip talking about Reed Richards, so I'm not going to read that. Literally, I got 3 troll super chats earlier, so I'm not reading those. Abdullah did a $1 super chat and says, go play Black Ops 6. And then Sean does a super chat and insults me. How about besides Abdullah, the rest of you all go fuck yourselves? Go fuck yourself. With your $1 tips all insulting shit. And by the way, I've now been playing this for an hour and literally have gotten no support at all. And the whole idea was that you guys yelled at me for 2 weeks to play this game. So now I'm playing it and no one is supporting the stream. No, I'm not telling Abdullah to go F himself because just because he doesn't like the game and he wants Black Ops, that's legit. But every other, literally 3 troll super chats, a troll tip, another troll super chat, and then Abdullah saying go play Black Ops 6. Is this what I should expect when I play Marvel Rivals? When you outright lie about someone like that on the internet, that's defamatory. Because why? You say it, then another moron says it, some moron makes a video about it, 10 morons make a video about it, it spreads like a virus, and now everyone believes it.
In fact, videos of his meltdowns actually get way more views than his gaming journalism videos ever have. Phil is also not above forcing and begging his subscribers and viewers to give him tips. So much so that he has a $200 tip goal for each stream.
So he goes on like almost 12 hours an entire day. Okay. Each stream, he has a goal of $150 per stream. So like $150 in the first stream and $150 in the second stream. And if he doesn't hit those, he gets real mad. Like real mad.
In fact, Phil's unashamed demands for money became so iconic that the internet dubbed it as e-begging.
What's your opinion on people that beg? Well, here's the thing. It depends on your definition of beg.
Please support the stream. For about $30 to support. I'm still afraid of supporting the channel with a membership. You wouldn't. First of all, it's only a few bucks anyway. It's not like it's a giant investment. If you do a $20 contribution, I have a special animation and sound effect saved up for you. Maybe, go a little bit above and beyond, as they say. Maybe do a super thanks on the video, or maybe look at the description for the tips link and leave a tip on for the video. I would really appreciate that. I think we know some of the people who come by sometimes last minute to support. If any of you are thinking of doing that, please do it now. If I have any of those promotions, ads, or shilling, it's you guys to support my content. Then I have an incredibly frustrating stream with a terrible game, and people don't support it. Of course I'm going to have a negative reaction to that. What else?
17 years of begging on the internet. What a legacy. The final boss of begging. And what happens if he doesn't meet his goal for tips during a stream? He insults and berates his viewers and throws an absolute tantrum.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, because some people are being stupid about stuff. Obviously, guys, I don't know what happened. You tell me. Yesterday, we had massive, massive amounts of support, right? By this time, by the end of the podcast, I had hit my goal. And we were doing DSP tries. Today, I've raised $4. So you tell me what's changed between yesterday and today. We're doing the same content. It's fun. We're having a good time. I have no idea why, people support or don't support on any given day. I'm not going to freak out about it. But again, it sure would be great to get some support. Right now, we have no super chats, no memberships, no subs, and only 2 tips for $2 each. So it'd be great to get some support by the end of the show.
YouTubers like Asmongold were shocked by the way he crashed out at his subscribers for not giving him money.
When you outright lie about someone like that on the internet, that's defamatory. Because why? You say it, then another moron says it, some moron makes a video about it, 10 morons make a video about it, it spreads like a virus, and now everyone believes it.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Where do we start? How about we start at the beginning? You think it would be good to start at the beginning rather than the middle of the end? I don't like prequels. I gave Pokemon 3 chances this week. 3, not 1, not 2. 3 night stream chances. Every stream, support was abysmally slow. Yes, there was 2 tips that came in, thank you so much, but the point I'm making is there's no consistent support for Pokemon.
He emotionally blackmails and guilt trips his audience into meeting his daily goals, giving the same old sob stories about streaming being his only source of income.
Sucks that I didn't get more tips tonight. It really would help for tomorrow, but it is what it is. I'll make do with what I got. I might or might not get paid. This is the problem with YouTube is I never know when I'm going to get paid. When I used to get 2 paychecks a month, I always knew one was coming from Twitch, one was coming from YouTube, and I knew the days I was going to get the Twitch one. And that was the one that I always used to pay all the major bills and everything. And then the YouTube one was the back end stuff. Well, now I get it all paid by YouTube, and sometimes they pay me one day, sometimes they pay me another day. So if I don't get paid by YouTube tomorrow, basically it's going to be super, super, super tight. Like, I'm going to have to just buy essentials and things because tips weren't so great today.
Yet, somehow, he's still able to buy over $2,000 worth of gaming equipment for a Black Friday stream.
We don't need a triple, that's for sure. But do I get, I'm looking at all these different ones, see? But I don't know if these would even work with 2 32-inch monitors. I don't know anything about these. I am a complete and utter newbie.
Despite claiming to rely on tips to pay his bills, Phil is infamous for treating his subscribers like trash. If insulting viewers and subscribers was a sport, Phil would be the undefeated champion. It might actually be the only time he wins a game.
Anyway, RGB, if you're a complete idiot, and I'm not even going to address what you just said because it's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard. Thank you. RGB, I'm really had it with you now. I'm going to tell you one more time. You got to shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. I don't care what you're saying in the chat right now. You have 0 credence to anything you've said whatsoever. Okay, 0. Last chance to shut up and stop. I'm trying to be very nice and very fair with you right now, right? You notice I haven't taken any action yet. You're continuously harping on an issue you know nothing about. I'm going to give you one more chance to shut up.
Once, he accused his own subscribers of cheating just because they voted for him to play a game that he sucked at, even though it was Phil that gave them the option to vote for the game in the first place.
I can't believe it. Like, it's some big deal what I played today, right? We're going to be playing games all day. We're going to play at least 4 games, maybe 5. Let's cheat. Let's cheat the polls, okay? So here's the deal. I'm going to show you the results. The only way I can show you the results is by voting. So what you're seeing here, I think you can figure it out where the cheating came into play, all right? So what happened was, after I put these 2 polls up, these moronic detractor trolls on their moronic detractor discords, yes, because they're so stupid, they have Discord accounts because they want you to play Lost Records again because they know that the game sucks. They know that the original playthrough was boring as dirt, and that if you were to play this during the event, that basically that hour that you play the game, everyone's going to leave and say it sucks ass. So they're going to vote this massively up so that it's the big winner of the voting, so that way you'll have to play it and that'll just tank your marathon.
Another fine day, Phil decided to cosplay as a game character by wearing what he thought was a similar military hat. Except viewers immediately told him that the hat looked very similar to those worn by Nazis.
Hello, I am General Bison. I'm here to take over the world with my forces of Shadaloo, as well as stream and make some money. Yes, it's actually it looks exactly like M. Bison's hat, except they didn't have one with a skull, so I got a star. But it looks like M. Bison's hat.
Instead of doing the reasonable thing, which was to take the hat off and apologize for being insensitive, Phil threatened to ban anyone who dared to tell him that the hat was offensive.
So, I just think it's stupid because people, of course, have to immediately associate everything with something bad with me because they want to be kids and try to basically spin everything to be toxic. So because I'm wearing a military hat of the style that a ridiculous amount of people in history have worn, including M. Bison, a character that I frequently pick in a fighting game once a week, they gotta all say it's a Nazi hat. So it's this simple. When I see it, you're banned. I'm not even fucking around. If I see you say it once, you're banned. This is your one warning. If I see it in chat, you are banned. I don't care if you're a regular. I don't care who the fuck you are. If I see it, you're banned.
Banned, 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 banned. He finally looks and acts like a dictator. Phil is also very trigger happy with the ban button, often banning his own subscribers for the smallest things, such as daring to contradict him about something he was wrong about.
And that's the American employment system in 2026. So, essentially, and by the way, not true, okay, ban you. Not true, you. Since you think you know better, go out there and get a fucking job, because you don't have one. That's why you're sitting on my stream right now, midday. You don't have a fucking job.
Phil often created polls asking subscribers what cosplay they wanted to see him in, except they made the grave mistake of choosing an option he didn't like. Consequently, he told viewers to lick his shit because he was going to wear whatever he wanted.
3rd week in a row. Yeah, you know what? F you. I'm wearing the platinum tips. I don't care. How about that? How about every troll out there? I don't give a if you're gonna complain, I don't care. You can bitch and moan on the internet as much as you want. I'm gonna wear the platinum tips hat, and then I'm gonna wear headphones, and you can go yourself. There you go. It's my stream. I'll do what I want. You. Oh look, I have audio. This is great. A survival horror game with nice surround sound. Well, not really surround sound. All right. Yeah, go ahead, record that moment. Every troll out there that just voted for the military hat can go yourself right in the ass. I don't care. We're wearing this hat today, and I'm listening to actual audio during a survival horror, and if you don't like it, you could lick my shit. How about that?
Except Phil soon realized that when you insult people, they tend to stop giving you money. And for an e-beggar like Phil, this was the end of the world. He went back to begging his subscribers for tips, stating that he would wear anything they wanted, as long as he could pay his bills.
On top of that, yesterday was one of my slowest days ever when it came to support. Because of that, I have a major setback. I got today and tomorrow I'm streaming, but on Thursday I'm supposed to have a day off where I have to spend money to do various things, including decorate this office for Halloween. So please, if you like the content, if you like the streams, and if you're going to contribute today and you can, please tip. I really would like to hit the tips goals today. I already told you guys, if we hit the hat goal at $100, I don't even care. I'll take the headphones off and wear whatever hat you guys want. I need the help today, okay?
However, such realizations don't seem to last very long for Phil. He even had the audacity to be surprised when he banned a subscriber and, consequently, the subscriber revoked his tips.
But I just got a ridiculous amount of chargebacks from this fucking idiot who basically kept getting banned in the stream chat. What a fucking moron. And by the way, he sent all these transactions with a verified account. Yeah, this guy is an asshole. This is this guy. He tipped me all these little dollar tips. This is the same guy who got banned earlier today for being a moron, and he was, you know, referencing my ex and all kinds of shit, which gets him banned. Like, what a fucking idiot. What is your fucking problem? Seriously? What's wrong with your fucking head, you stupid fuck?
In fact, Phil even has a special term for viewers he believes are hating on him or trolling him. He calls anyone who contradicts or criticizes him detractors. And according to Phil, any content made on his numerous controversies is all detractor content.
So here's really, you want me to react to detractor content? No. Well, okay, here's the difference. You have to understand something here, all right? There's a difference between putting out intelligent content and stupidity. The detractor content is made for idiots. It literally is made for stupid people who all they care about is drama. That's why they watch it, you understand? Most people who watch that content realize it's probably not 100% truthful. They don't care. All they care about is that I look like an asshole because they're not good people.
And despite claiming that he refuses to interact with the detractor content because he doesn't like the drama, it seems sometimes Phil simply can't help himself. On one such occasion, Phil went on an aggressive rant about Low Tier God, another creator who pointed out the poor quality of Phil's streams.
Anyway, I just wanted to point that out because this guy, for the record, okay, this guy is the textbook case of someone who is an egomaniac. He feels like his streams are the absolute best content on the planet. He will criticize everyone else and say, you got to work on this, you got to improve this, you got to do this. But when you look at his own content, none of it holds up for his own content. Like he'll say, you know, oh, this guy's a bum, he's broke, you can tell. But look at his setup. Like right now, look at that webcam. It looks like LTG is streaming from his grandmother's spare bedroom.
Unsurprisingly, Phil is infamous for unprofessional behavior. He got kicked off of Twitch for uploading a stream to YouTube before waiting for a required period of time. But classic Phil pretended he had no idea what he did wrong and called it a glitch.
Everyone's crowns just turned into the base crown. There must be a glitch with what do you call them? There must be a glitch with the levels of sub crowns. Apparently, something just happened very bad is what happened, guys. I don't know what the hell this is. Yeah. Apparently something very, very bad just happened. Yeah, I'm not kidding. It literally just happened this moment. The subs are going away. Permanently. Apparently, they kicked me out of the partnership program, and I don't know why.
All of Phil's numerous qualities make him a goldmine for reaction and commentary style videos in which people discuss Phil's unhinged behaviors.
Before we even get into his long history of racism, toxic outbursts, and relentless e-begging, each of which could fill an entire documentary on its own.
DarkSydePhil is proof that you can make a living as a professional gamer, even if you're awful at gaming. But that's far from the only thing he's awful at. From constantly failing to deliver on promises made to his audience, to outright treating them like trash.
This was just the surface of DarkSydePhil's 10-year legacy as a content creator. The deeper you dig into Phil's content, the darker and creepier things get. Like that time he got excited over a doll's underwear.
Good parents, my Cabbage Patch Kid.
The Cabbage Patch Kids. Each doll is different, and you can pretend to adopt them.
My baby has a real diaper.
You can love and care.
Wow, look, take it right off.
That's the sound of the police. Now, wait a minute, Phil. No! Perhaps the best example of Phil's dark and creepy side is the itchy leg incident. While taking a break from live streaming, Phil decided to please himself right in front of the camera, not realizing he was still live. What's even worse than pleasing himself on livestream is Phil's utter lack of shame and embarrassment about the situation. He just goes back to streaming as if nothing happened.
What is up, everyone? Hello, hello, and welcome. Oh, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know.
Despite occurring over a decade ago, it became one of the most disturbing incidents in Phil's career. Didn't even clean up, he just started streaming right away. LMFAO. I would literally never show my face ever again after this. The scariest thing is he didn't even bother washing his hands. I'm almost unsettled by how nonchalant he is when he realizes the camera's been on. Phil is often his own worst enemy. In the 10 years that he's been a content creator, there have been countless instances where Phil keeps contradicting himself.
My deal. I don't want to sit here and advertise to you constantly and say, hey, do this, do that, pay, support this way, support that way, do this, do that. I just want to have a fun stream. And in general, if you haven't noticed, on a stream where we hit goals and stuff, I never mention it again. Once we hit the goals, you're not going to hear me say, oh, by the way, guys, you can tip and you can do this and that. I just chill and enjoy the game. We hit the goal, which is amazing. It would be great if you're enjoying the stream if you would still support it. I have noticed that once we hit our goals, sometimes it just completely dries up, like tonight. We hit the goal over an hour ago. There's been 2 $1 tips since then and nothing else. You see? But if you're having a good time, please still support it.
Phil's the most honest liar I've ever known. Once we hit the goals, he still begs. Another time, he denied that he ever used or owned a handcart to help him move heavy objects, even though there are multiple clips of him saying he used a handcart and even showing the handcart in a video.
There's actually a meme where people think that at some point I had some kind of a handcart. We're gonna use that handcart to get her stuff in here, okay? So what we got here, here's what I'm thinking for tomorrow, right? This could be potentially a setup. One of my friends, Kevin, I don't know why people laugh at Phil using a handcart if it was necessary after breaking his back. I don't remember using a handcart. I don't remember even talking about that. We're gonna use that handcart to get her stuff in here. I don't even know. This, I guess, is some kind of a meme amongst dumb people. There's actually a meme where people think that at some point I had some kind of a handcart.
Eventually, he got so triggered over the handcart incident that he banned anyone who dared mention it. Similarly, Phil denied that the creepy banana song he used to sing had the words "comes in denim" in the lyrics.
I need banana, tasty banana, put banana in my mouth, squeeze the peel, it comes in denim.
Squeeze banana! I did not say it comes in denim. Guys, okay, this is the most ridiculous thing possible. Are you ready for this? I've had it. You people are so crazy on the internet. Listen, we're gonna watch it one more time. I want you to open your goddamn ears and listen to what I say here. Are you ready?
Banana, tasty banana, put banana in my mouth, squeeze the peel, it comes in denim.
In comes the nana is what I said. In comes the nana. And I kind of stumbled over my words. Squeeze the peel, in comes the nana. That's exactly what I said. Has nothing to do with denim.
And yet again, in classic DarkSydePhil style, the controversy eventually resulted in a meltdown when people refused to get gaslit by him.
I'm not mentally stunted. I don't know what you're referencing, stupid. Normal people don't sit to a little song that I improv during an N64 Donkey Kong playthrough and play it back 17 times a day listening to it like you're a mentally challenged idiot. No one understands your memes because they're dumb. They're for dumb children mouth droolers, you fucking morons. I don't understand what you're saying because I'm not on your level. I'm up here. You're down here. I can't hear you. You're below me.
The reason it's funny is because all Phil had to do was say he tried ad-libbing a song and stumbled over his words. It happens to literally everyone, but he will die on this hill for literally no reason. It's clearly a song about him blowing a dude wearing jeans, but because he's a closeted homosexual, he wants to bury this moment. He's tried to for years. Another time, he bragged about how he had started working out at the gym and had a rock-solid body.
And I'm gaining muscle mass. So what that means is the fat is burning off and being replaced with muscle. I'm still losing weight. You know, my arms are getting bigger, my torso. Oh my God. With the amount of sit-ups I'm doing now, my torso is like rock solid. The problem is the stupid spare tire around it. I gotta get rid of that. That's gonna take forever. Like, that's one of the hardest things you could do, especially when you're getting older. Look at these people. He's still lying. What incentive would I have to lie about that?
A subscriber asked him to do 25 push-ups in exchange for a substantial tip. Phil, being Phil, went off camera and counted until 25, claiming that he had done all 25 push-ups easily and that the subscriber was a troll for not believing him.
Big Bane did a super chat and said, I'll give you $200 to do 25 push-ups non-stop. Okay, ready? I did 25 real push-ups on my floor. I actually did. I actually did do them, but there's no way you could see it because I can't aim the camera to look over there. But I actually just did do 25 push-ups. So you better send the $200. He wasn't going to do it anyways fully.
Many were left wondering whether Phil's alleged drinking gave him memory loss or whether he was just a pathological liar. Lying is Phil's stress response. He lies like he breathes, but his answer to any question that he knows the truth of is, I don't know what you're talking about. Every time before saying, well, actually, this tells me his entire life has been lying about everything due to his narcissistic delusion. He has a pathological fear of being found out, so this makes sense. Probably because his mother was overbearing and lacked boundaries. The hair combing thing, for instance. Apart from habitually lying about the silliest things ever, Phil is also criticized heavily for what many call his unlikable personality.
Again, the way to stop the trolls is to starve them of attention. Banning them does the exact opposite to what the streamer thinks it does. You should be trying to mimic the personality of successful streamers. Do you see people like Shroud banning every single troll in his chat? Oh wait, he's actually a likable streamer, so he doesn't have trolls. That's a bad example.
What do I say to that? People like me now, but you couldn't make yourself out to be a more unlikable person, so was all that necessary? That's all I'm gonna ask. And Phil wonders why people are so critical of him, because he just needs to seek some sort of counsel. Like, realistically, he needs some help and he needs to take some time off. This is out of control. Like, this isn't even the worst stuff that he does.
Phil is one of the most miserable human beings I have ever seen, and he 100% deserves it. I don't think it's possible to watch DSP for more than 10 minutes and feel any sympathy for him whatsoever. His awful personality is the main problem. Many were put off by his comments over the years, such as bragging about minor things and making arrogant statements for no reason.
If you guys don't know, I was the valedictorian of my elementary school and my high school, all right? I'm very good at studying and memorizing things for a test. Okay, I'm just really good at it. I find it very easy.
Valedictorian of elementary school is no different than winning a rec league MVP. His excess use of curse words for absolutely no reason.
I don't know what the fuck idiots are talking about with memes and shit. Oh, it's like, he's just like me. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't follow your dumb fucking memes. So take your meme and shove it up your fucking ass.
His immaturity when called out for his toxic begging behavior.
I have psychic manipulative powers that make you do things against your will that you wouldn't normally do. And when I turn on my stream, I use my psychic manipulative powers through the internet to make you contribute to my content. And it's all this hypnosis effect. And then all of a sudden, people can get snapped out of it. And now they're free of the psychic power hypnosis that I use over the internet. Ooh, did you know that I was an X-Man all along? Ooh.
Even going as far as calling his own parents stupid for keeping his childhood toys safe so he could pass them down to his own children one day.
Do I still have all my childhood belongings at my parents' house? I don't know. I don't know the extent of what they've kept and what they haven't. They told me, I know this sounds crazy, but listen to this. They told me many times over the years, oh, they kept all my kids' stuff in their attic just in case I have kids and I want to give it to my kids. I want you to think about how crazy that sounds. What? Why, if I had kids, would I give my kids the stuff when I was a kid? I don't want my kid playing with fucking He-Man figures from the 1980s. I don't want them using a stroller from the 1980s. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know. And yes, I see someone asking in the chat, yes, my parents were just stupid.
His comments about his parents were upsetting and frustrating to many. The idea of kindness and hope for grandchildren is crazy to him. Maybe the most crippling case of narcissism ever recorded. Clips like this remind you just how sociopathic he is. He doesn't understand the concept of sentimental value and passing things on because he's a selfish asshole. Oh, and let's not forget his insensitive, racist jokes.
I just moved to another state. Any advice? Well, Mariah, what ethnicity are you? That's the question. You're white as all right, so here's what you do. I have to preface this saying this is a joke, all right? You're in a brand new place. You don't know about how it is out there, right? So what you do is you walk outside, you walk to the middle of the street, and you just turn to the sky and you yell out at the top of your lungs, if it ain't white, it ain't right.
Except his jokes failed to be funny. If you're gonna joke about something controversial, you've gotta be charismatic and the joke has to be funny. This is just gross and mean-spirited. Not sure what's worse, the joke, haircut, or stroke mouth. He also isn't above casually dropping the N-word multiple times while streaming.
I swear to God, he accidentally calls Hulk Hogan a nigger. And I'm not trying to be racist or anything. It's the funniest clip ever. You gotta watch it on YouTube. He goes, Hulk Hogan, we coming for you. and then he looks all embarrassed because he realized he did it. And he tries to turn away and walk away. It's the funniest clip ever. Oh my God, it's so funny.
Let's not forget his generally disgusting behavior during streams, such as loudly snorting and burping throughout. Phil also has a history of making sexist and misogynistic comments, even going as far as comparing female streamers to sex workers.
These disingenuous people who pretend like they're content creators and they're doing anything they can to make a dollar. Whether it's, using simps on the internet, fucking showing off their bodies and shit. That is 100% slutty behavior, and it's borderline sex work.
Moreover, his relationship with his wife, Kat, was strange and toxic to say the least. Like that one time, Phil seemed to sneakily comment on Kat's weight while talking about coffee.
All right, Midwest man says, how do you like your coffee? How do you drink your coffee when you have a coffee?
Usually like flavored creamer.
Mm-hmm. Like what flavor?
Well, right now I tried that peppermint mocha flavor. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Or hazelnut.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Me, I just drink it black because I used to drink coffee when I had an office job and I would load it up. I would put creamer, I would put sugar, I would put everything, and it was so many calories that you guys remember the old videos of me, how fat I was and everything. So when I drink coffee now, I just drink a black cup of coffee because all I want is the energy boost from it. That's it. That's the only reason I'm drinking it. I'm not drinking it for flavor. I'm not drinking it for anything else. So zoop, down the hatch and done.
From the chemistry these two show on screen, Phil has found a really innovative way to speedrun a potential divorce. Not only does she remind of Cobbs at the Clinterview, when she figures out Phil was basically saying her coffee is making her fat, let's just say things are looking solid. Many noticed how, whenever she showed up on a stream with him, Kat seemed extremely uncomfortable and out of place. I can't even bring myself to make fun of Kat. She just looks so unhappy and uncomfortable anytime she's on camera. I can only imagine what it's like off camera. Kat is clearly not happy on this stream. I don't think she'll be back for quite some time. Phil is such an idiot. While others noticed Phil never let the attention stay on Kat. He basically never lets her talk. Classic narcissist trait. He would constantly take issue with any genuine questions directed at her.
Thanks for the money, stupid fuck. If someone being stupid asking makeup questions, this is not a makeup stream. No one's going to be telling you products of makeup that she's using. It's ridiculous.
As well as repeatedly speak over her and redirect attention to himself.
I guess we'll answer a question like, why are we here together tonight? Why tonight? And what are our plans? All right. So, in a nutshell, all right, Kat has told me over the years that she's wanted to come back on stream, but she was looking for the right time. Now, was there a reason particularly why you felt now was the right time of any time? Because remember, it's always been literally an open door policy. She could have come in here at any time.
He also guilted subscribers into giving him tips by telling them that Kat was starving, but he won't let her order food till he meets his daily goal.
Let's hope when we come back we can order, because now we only have about 40 minutes left to order. All right? So let's see what happens in the next part. All right, guys, seriously, let's just do it right now, please. Let's hit the goal. You guys are teasing me here. My wife downstairs wants me to order the food. And I said, well, I can't because we didn't hit the goal yet. She's like, yeah, but I'm hungry. I want to eat. I said, well, we can't. So I didn't hit the goal yet. And she says, well, I need to know if I need to cook or if we're ordering food. And I prefer to order food and not cook. And I said, all right, but we have to hit the goal.
Imagine starving your wife because you aren't getting tips. What a wonderful husband. He basically forced Kat to stop streaming with him by continuously telling her that no one was forcing her to stay. Then, when she didn't want to stream with him anymore, he went on a rant blaming viewers for asking Kat too many questions.
Baby, if you're tired, you don't have to stick around. If you're really sore and tired, you can go.
Yeah, I need to stand up.
All right, go ahead. No, baby, no one's forcing you to be here.
I mean, you already know what you're doing. So.
Yeah, you can take off for the night. Just say goodbye to everyone. That's all.
Bye.
She's beat. but it's a few people who are like, I want my question answered, so I'm going to spam it 400 times in the chat. Boom, 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 boom. It's like, oh, you know, it's draining. Because this is something that I literally do all day, every day. I'm used to it. Kat is not. Kat is not a streamer. So she's seeing it firsthand. Now she's starting to see the kind of stuff that I have to handle literally every single day. And it starts to get to you. Like, oh my God, every time you look at the chat, it's the same people, the same questions, the same thing over and over. It's like, oh my God, right? But then in combination with that, so I would say...
Unsurprisingly, it appeared that Phil and Kat eventually split up. However, when his audience started wondering where Kat went, Phil resorted to gaslighting them by saying she was downstairs. When subscribers asked for proof, Phil pulled the classic, "You're never gonna believe me anyways" rant.
These idiots have been saying now for what, weeks? Months? That my wife left me or I divorced my wife or something. She's literally downstairs in the living room right now. I could go get her and walk her into this room. And here's what would happen. That narrative would end, and then immediately all they would do is look at her and start saying stuff about her looks, start saying fucked up stuff about what she says if she walks in here. That's all they want. They're just always looking for more and more and more ammo. So you don't give them any.
Before getting married to Kat, Phil was in a relationship with his long-term girlfriend, Panda.
For all the people who out there who always say that, oh, he's horrible at games, I think this is kind of a shot to the, or punch in the face for those idiots, because, you know, the bottom line is, again, I can be good at games if I want to. If I actually want to take a minute to try to be serious with it, I can do it. The thing is, when I'm doing my playthroughs, I don't want to do that. And that's why I play, oh no, he sucks at Metal Gear. Because I wasn't trying hard to do good at the game. That's not what I do. I'm not a top-level pro player at every game that I play. I'm trying to have fun.
After 5 years of dating, Phil and Panda eventually broke up. However, what was disturbing about Phil's reaction was his rant about how the breakup had been difficult for him because now he had to cook and clean for himself.
Because I broke up with Leanna. Well, I should say we broke up, is what I should say. It was a mutual thing. And so now my schedule's different, and I do have more free time, but at the same time, I haven't really solidified how I want to. You know, my sleep schedule is still all screwed up, and in addition to that, my eating is all screwed up because of all the life changes that happened to me this year. You know, it wasn't an easy thing transitioning from, you know, being in a 5-year relationship and transitioning back to being single. In particular, the one major change that's really screwed everything up for me is that I don't have anyone cooking dinner for me anymore. So, you know, I'm on a 4 or 5 hour stream. I get done with that stream, I have to rush downstairs to figure out what can I make for dinner to eat here that I can make and then clean up after myself immediately so I can get back to my second stream. And it's been pretty challenging, I'm not gonna lie to everyone.
Many were disgusted with Phil's attitude towards Panda, wondering if he thought of her as his maid more than his girlfriend. Get out of a 5-year relationship? What hurts more is that I have to cook my own dinner. I don't have anyone cooking dinner for me anymore. I cannot believe this guy. Phil's objectification and disgusting attitude towards women isn't just limited to real women. What's especially horrific is the way that he interacts with female characters in the games he plays.
Oh my God, she's wearing a fucking bikini. What is going on?
The name's Eva.
Yeah! Yeah! Owned, bitch. Yeah, well now you can wait for the gates of hell to open and take your fucking soul because you're dead. Please piss on me. It is my last request. Go ahead, piss right on my face. I love it.
He often refers to female characters using disgusting words, such as cunt and slut.
My fist, her cunt, her cunt. I'm gonna punch that until it's big and juicy. Who you gonna call? Punchers!
Come on, keep up. You getting tired? Let me give you a little help.
Where the fuck is she? Where are you, you
And he makes disgusting comments about what he believes are inappropriate costumes.
This one has no clothes on, apparently. What the hell is she wearing?
This is going nowhere.
You can definitely tell this is from a different era of gaming. They don't have this in games anymore.
It's like they're swarming up out of the depths.
What is going on? Whenever you go into combat, be sure to have no clothes on. It's very effective, let me tell you.
People started noticing the difference in his reaction towards male characters, acting in a seductive manner, often laughing and giggling along.
I love you. Eh? I love you. Oh no. What the hell? I love you. I love you. I love you. I'll go to the ends of the earth for you, mister. Quick, loosen your pants. Wait, what? Oh no, I love you, mister. I love you. Let's do this.
However, God forbid a female character does anything remotely seductive, because Phil will absolutely lose it.
Oh, yeah.
I will be plain. I want to taste you. Perhaps tonight. Perhaps later.
It's like,
But I want it all the same.
why is she so weird?
There's no question that DarkSydePhil is one of the most controversial gaming YouTubers out there. The real question is, did his content always revolve around themes of begging, insulting, and degenerative behavior?
Can we get to halfway to the goal at least? We're at what, 66? Guys, get us to 75 right now, please. Can we get like one tip, a super chat, a gifted sub, something to get us to halfway to the goal? This is ridiculous. It really is. It's ridiculous that I play good games. People tell me to play what I want, I do, and no one will support the games.
Or was there a time when DarkSydePhil was just a normal YouTuber? Well, in the older days of YouTube, before 4K, Twitch, and reaction channels, there was DarkSydePhil.
Okay, we're starting Splinter Cell Conviction today. I am suffering from allergies pretty bad, so there might be a couple issues with my voice. There might be a couple things going on, but I'm going to try to do my best to still be entertaining. I'm heavily medicated right now with several different allergy medications, chloroseptic for my throat. Shoot the thugs.
For a short while, Phil did have the edge on gaming content. He uploaded consistently, covered games quickly, and talked confidently. During the late 2000s, this was enough to get Phil a decent loyal audience. RIP old DSP, 2008 to 2011. We will always remember you, the original king of gaming. How innocent was lost when greed took over Phil's weak, fragile heart. I miss this Phil. He was tolerable. His voice wasn't cranked and whiny. He rarely insulted the game devs and made jokes that sometimes were funny, and he rarely laughed at his own jokes. I watched him back then. Even felt for him when the original Steve Jones shut down his channel. Now I don't care for him, and I wish he'd just leave the LP scene. However, soon afterwards, the industry evolved. YouTube's algorithm changed, standards for editing improved, and streaming gaming content became more and more competitive.
Watch the sky.
Sadly, Phil was left behind with those who refused to adapt and evolve. He started blaming the games.
So now guess what? Because I couldn't stop my car, try again, do the whole race over. Because it's so well programmed, this game. This could be the worst programmed driving game I've ever played.
The platforms, the audience, everyone but himself.
And YouTube did an algorithm change that said, hey, it's now about engagement and length of content. So if you have a longer video that people watch, it's better than a short video. Seriously, that's what it was. It was watch time was actually the criteria that they used to figure out if a video is good or not. Okay? Now you're telling me years later, YouTube has decided, oh, longer videos are no good. Make short videos. Do you see my point about these brainiacs who work at YouTube who think they're so smart? They don't even agree with their own reasoning. They change it over the years because they're stupid.
His refusal to adapt to the new circumstances also cost him his original YouTube channel called DarkSydePhil, leading him to create the new one with over 230,000 subscribers.
What's up, everyone? It's DSP. If you're seeing this video, more than likely you know what's going on. I used to have a channel on YouTube called DarkSydePhil, extremely popular, had over 76 million views, had this just about to hit 60,000 subscribers. And then YouTube shut me down. They didn't give me any reason why. They basically just completely shut me down. They won't let me log back in. They won't give me a chance to get reinstated, so to hell with it.
While other YouTubers reinvented themselves by listening to their audience and giving them what they wanted to see, Phil wasn't able to do the same. Instead of listening to what his viewers wanted, he doubled down and refused to change.
Maybe if you shut the fuck up and didn't spam the Street Fighter 6 stream with drama, I would have actually cared to look at it, react to it, and give a damn. But now I don't. Because you're a bunch of little incessant children acting like idiots, pulling at my leg when I'm trying to play fucking Street Fighter. All I want to do is play games. Drama, 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 drama. Go climb up a fucking tree.
Moreover, seeing newer and younger YouTubers surpass him left Phil feeling extremely bitter and jealous.
Is it really that bad today that, like, people went back to the early era of content creation, like what I used to do, constantly talk about racial stuff, you know, over-the-top sexual stuff, slurs, just trying to get a rise of attention from a very immature audience, and then they view bot to look like they're important, and then people watch them because of it? Is that really what it was? I don't know. I've never watched the guy a single second, so I don't know anything about him. So I don't know what I don't know what kind of content he makes that he's appealing, but
Phil's been doing the same low-effort crap for 18 years, calling himself a blue-collar streamer the entire time. He does the bare minimum while expecting maximum results. He's like a band that played the same set at the same dive bar week after week for 10+ years while wondering why their careers aren't taking off. Any attempts at creating gaming content with other YouTubers to stay relevant would also fall flat due to Phil's bitterness and aggressive behavior, like that time he called another streamer he was gaming with an idiot.
you know, he's just mashing buttons and he's hitting combos because I can't do anything.
So bad.
What a fucking idiot.
Oh, now I dropped the combo. What will I do? Online combo.
Oh my god.
Yo, your girlfriend's an idiot.
Look at this guy. Now he's gonna insult my girlfriend, but he says yeah, what a fucking loser.
And another time he rejected an offer to stream with other content creators for $1,000, calling it chump change. Despite not meeting the viewer's expectation, Phil's own expectations of his subscribers began increasing. He wanted more and more money without having to adapt to the new internet culture and became increasingly aggressive.
The thing is, people that were there were cheering for me and were like, yeah, good job, and the attendance was good. But during the entire time I played Call of Duty, that was 3 hours of Black Ops 7 today, I only got like $20 of support. That's not an exaggeration. It was like 3 hours of gameplay, $20 of support. No one supports Call of Duty. Seriously, it's bad.
DSP will outlive all of us and still be begging for cash in the nuclear wasteland. And somehow his hatred-fueled rants started selling more than his gaming content ever did. So he rebranded himself as a controversial creator and started catering to the audience that would pay money to see meltdowns and degenerate behavior.
Understand something about Reddit, okay? The people who sit on Reddit reading it all day are retarded. All right? Clip this and put it on Reddit for me, okay? Hello, Reddit readers. Hi, everyone who sits on Reddit all day reading it. You're retarded. Normal people don't sit on Reddit all day watching out-of-context crap and think that it's fact and talk about it and make it go viral. No one cares. You're a loser. You'll always be a loser. That's why you sit on Reddit all day. Enjoy your live stream fails. I'll sit here making content, making money, and having a great time with my audience, and you can get bent.
While Phil claims that most of his audience is filled with trolls and accuses them of ruining his gaming career, he knows it's the detractors who truly keep his channel alive.
We have to laugh today collectively at something like a bunch of brain-dead cows, sheep, have to have this herd-like mentality of just dunce-level intelligence. No, you, mouth-drooling morons. You're the ones who degraded human existence and fried everyone's fucking brain cells with your idiotic, trivial shit. It's just so trivial, nonsensical garbage. But you got your lols, you got your laughs, right? You made a buck on the internet, right?
After more than a decade of begging online, Phil should have been set for life financially, right? Well, in reality, Phil's finances were even more of a mess than his career.
That's not how it works, guys. I declared for bankruptcy because, you know, I don't have any money. So I don't know what you expect from me. But that's how it's been. And again, the tips immediately help me to get past things that are in front of my face versus long-term challenges and the like. That's what everything else is for. So again, I appreciate all contributions, but really tipping is the best way to help.
In 2020, Phil filed for Chapter 7 personal bankruptcy, which essentially allows an individual who's struggling to repay loans and debts to have a fresh start. And of course, Phil blamed the internet trolls for causing him to go bankrupt.
So I sat down and I saw a lawyer and talked to the lawyer, and the lawyer said, you know, with your situation, you know, there's really no way out besides declaring bankruptcy. He's like, looking at your income is inconsistent but good. You're like, how did you have this amount of income those years and all of a sudden your income went down because of this? And I explained, because trolls and all this. Huh? So I explained, I'm an internet personality. I have people who harass me on a daily basis and totally make it up. They responded in this manner. It sounds to me like no matter what, these people who are after you are so crazy fucking obsessed. I didn't say fucking, but they're so crazy obsessed with you, they're gonna find everything out anyway, okay? So for 3 months, guys, behind the scenes, I've been working with a bankruptcy attorney, hours and hours of pro bono work to basically file for bankruptcy.
Phil quickly followed up by mentioning that even though he would no longer be required to pay back his debts, he still needed support in the form of tips. He also made sure to ban anyone who contradicts him about still needing money.
Ignorance. All of my existing unsecured debt is going to get wiped out and go to zero. I'm square, okay? Well, if Phil declares bankruptcy, that means he doesn't owe anything to anyone. Phil won't need any more contributions on streams, and Phil won't need any support from his fans any longer. If he says that he needs help, he's lying to you. I don't even know what this idiot's talking about, so I'm going to ban them. What a bunch of nice idiots. Now, again, I strongly urge all of you. I need your support more than ever before. Now I can't even cook dinner because they took the stove. You know what I mean? People always ask, can you upgrade your equipment? Can you do this or that? No, there's no fucking way I could do that now. I need to basically get the same kind of support I've been getting on streams or better. You know what I mean? That's the deal.
When explaining his financial situation to his subscribers, Phil made an extremely disturbing comment about his aunt's death. He basically stated the main reason he was upset that his aunt passed away is because she used to rent his condo from him and then provided him with another source of income.
One of the horrible things that happened was that my aunt, who had been living at my condo in Connecticut for about 2 years after I moved there, passed away. The thing that sucks about this is that was someone who was living there and was giving me a little bit of income basically for that condo. And now I had nothing, zero. That was the one definitive factor that financially, that was the beginning of the screw job for me. Not only did I get completely screwed over financially by the trolls, then a family member passed away who was also providing me additional income.
Commenters were disgusted with the way that Phil blamed his debt and financial situation on his aunt's death. Imagine dying and the only reason your family member cares is because he's missing out on rent money. So the reason why it was bad his relative died is because they couldn't give him money anymore. Okay then. Perhaps what was most shocking to the internet, or as Phil would say, detractors, wasn't that he had filed for bankruptcy in the first place. It was the sheer amount of debt that Phil had accumulated over the years. Almost $500,000 worth of debt.
Now for episode 2, we're going to be taking a look at a situation that I still can't quite understand. And that's how in the hell did DSP fall so far into debt? It's still mind-boggling to me that he even had to declare bankruptcy. Now we all know where the money goes, but still, this guy made so much money for such a long time. And then throw in the fact that this guy had over 10 credit cards and I don't know how many loans. And it's just, how in the hell did you do this to yourself?
While Phil had been talking about struggling financially for years on his platform, he would simply frame it as needing money to pay bills and buy games. You know, the simple daily living expenses every person has.
Of people to come and support. Sadly, it didn't happen. Today was an abnormally slow day, even for a weekend. I'm kind of in a hard spot now, and here's why. Number one, Tuesday's my day off. When I have my day off, I use tips that I raised over the previous weekend to pay for things like groceries. And with a slow weekend, this is going to be a problem. There's 2 large bills coming up that I have to pay this week. So anything that I had saved up in excess is gone, and I don't have those funds. Okay, guess what? There's new games coming out this week, and I have to buy 2 of them, The Quarry and Mario Strikers Battle League.
In the past, when asked about the possibility of filing for bankruptcy, Phil actually seemed to look down at the idea of it. He declared that even though his financial situation was bad, it wasn't bad to the extent of bankruptcy.
You're wondering why I don't declare bankruptcy. Well, if you actually knew anything about bankruptcy, you would know that there's several qualifications and things that you need in order to qualify for it. I'm nowhere near that right now. Okay, basically things would have to get even worse, even though they're bad now, things would have to get much worse for me to even qualify. So, you know, that's why. And by the way, what I do behind the scenes financially, you know, is none of anyone's business.
Creators such as Piece by Piece even shared their suspicions about how much they believed Phil really made over the years through tips, ad revenue, and super chats.
In May 2021, DSP earned a gross amount of $12,550 via tips, and in June 2021 earned $6,188 via tips. As of July 17th, DSP has earned $5,312 in tips so far, with at least 10 more streaming days remaining in the month. Based on these calculations, DSP's ad revenue currently falls around $700 to $800 per month. Again, this is likely a low estimate. In May and June 2021, DSP earned $2,076 and $2,016 respectively in super chats. He is currently on pace to surpass those amounts in July 2021.
This led many to believe that the financial struggles could simply be emotional blackmail in order to extort more money from his viewers. So then, how does a streamer who is making tens of thousands of dollars a month become bankrupt? And how on earth did he rack up hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt?
When this guy was going through his bankruptcy proceedings, he was still making $9,000 a month minimum. And how do we know that? Because he put it on his bankruptcy paperwork himself, or at least his attorney did. He had to show his last 6 months of income, and when you average it out, it turns out to be $9,234 a month.
Phil tried to explain that his debt was due to numerous bills and loan payments. However, when YouTuber Piece by Piece compared Phil's estimated income to the expenses he was claiming he didn't have the money for, let's just say things didn't add up.
What you do here is in this column that I've highlighted, this is all of his credits, his money that he's earned, and here in the middle are his debits or his bills. Okay, and and then on the right side is his balance. So this is a balance sheet. Okay, so these are going to subtract each other, and it's going to be a rolling balance all throughout the month until we get to October 31st, his Halloween marathon, in which he earned 329 net tip dollars. So they're right here, and when we go down the entire balance sheet, after literally everything is paid off, all of his fixed expenses, all of his utilities, his estimated taxes, we're left with a final balance of $7,617 for him to spend on whatever he wants.
People began to notice more deceitful instances regarding money, specifically tips, like that time he was given a $50 donation for a Kirby stream, only for him not to count it towards the money he earned. Essentially, the money disappeared publicly.
That's the point I'm making. Okay, Kirby Naught has tipped me $25 and says this is specifically to support only your Kirby streams. Don't you dare count this towards the stream tips goal. I mean, if you're really serious about that, I won't count it towards the stream tips goal. But I appreciate that towards the Kirby stream because the Kirby streams absolutely need support. They do. Oh, by the way, a tip just came in from someone who wants to support the Kirby streams again. So we're going to do exactly what they did yesterday. That's not going to count towards this stream. It's going to say, hey, thank you. I appreciate you supporting the Kirby streams. Thank you for that Kirby Knot. Wow, that's nice of you.
This stream went by with seemingly no mention of the $50 of preloaded support for the Kirby stream. And predictably, DSP did not add the $50 to the tips total. He concluded the stream that evening having recorded $112 in total tips received.
Once the bankruptcy documents became public, detractors took the opportunity to dig into Phil's spending patterns. After all, how on earth did he manage to charge $26,000 on one credit card and $15,000 on another?
And this heathen piece of shit charged off $26,038. What do you even spend that much on? I mean, was this towards his condo or his car or what? And it's not like he has a bunch of student loan debt because he paid that off a long time ago. But just for the sake of the video, we'll say that $26,000 went to the business. You know, he had to put that cheap ass soundproofing foam up. He had to get that really expensive gamer chair that he has that was donated, by the way. And don't forget when he had to get a new TV and what was it, a PS4 Pro? On short notice, which was also donated, by the way. But don't worry about that, you guys ask too many questions. DSP manages to fleece Chase Bank for $14,100. And remember his alibi when it comes to all of this. He doesn't play mobile games anymore, and none of this debt was because of mobile games. Until he admitted on the Side Scrollers interview that, yeah, he still plays WWE Champions.
Detractors speculated that instead of paying his bills like he always claimed, Phil has been spending massive amounts of money on mobile games, food, and alcohol.
This is the one question that he can never answer, ever. Because if all this money that people have been giving you over the years has been going straight to bills, how the fuck did you have to declare bankruptcy? Because you know who doesn't declare bankruptcy, Phil? People that pay their fucking bills. So one of two things happened here. Either he just didn't pay his bills and was sitting there lying on camera to these people, that 100% of all your tip funds go straight to bills, or everything that detractors have been saying about him for years has been right. It all goes to mobile games, DoorDash, and a total of fucking a wine.
As it turns out, Phil had also been lying on his court documents. He tried to write off $5,000 as a business expense, and when confronted, he pretends he has no idea how much his business expenses truly are.
He lists that in the 6 months prior to the bankruptcy, he had $5,243.84 as ordinary and necessary operating expenses. It's all in this breakdown 2 pages later.
What are considered expenses that a tax attorney wants to know you're spending every month? Geez. Your mortgage, because if you work from home, I guess that's part of it. I don't know. Again, I'm not a tax guy, but your cost of your mortgage, all of your utility bills that apply to you operating the business. Correct?
Hold on, Phil, you've been doing this for 17 years and you don't know what your business expenses are? You don't know what you get tax write-offs on and stuff? I mean, like...
Specifically? No, I don't.
Chapter 7 bankruptcy requires the individual to sell off valuable assets to repay some of the loans. However, the internet sleuths noticed inconsistencies in Phil's documents. He lied about not owning any artwork, even though he has multiple paintings in his house.
But I always had this big splash artwork right here on the wall of the living room, because I thought it was nice because we live in Washington. We got a nice skyline of Seattle over here hanging above the fireplace, but then over here I hung my Super Mario Bros. 3 artwork. So we got this nice fall painting.
He also lied about not being the only owner of his business, even though his company, Burnell Productions, is only registered under his name, and he is the sole proprietor. However, despite the various inconsistencies and lies, justice was never truly served, because Phil managed to get away with it. After a court meeting, a judge ruled in his favor, and his debts were cleared.
But this was supposed to be the day that he got what was coming to him. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out that way. We had a very incompetent judge on the case who didn't understand anything he did for a living. She let DSP just talk in circles to the point where she fell for the pignosis. And then when you throw COVID into the mix, he got away to scam for another day.
Even though he was cleared of his debts, years later, Phil was still spinning the narrative that he was the same struggling streamer who was, even now, struggling to make ends meet.
Yes, but Iron Chef Sakai, he says you hit streaks all day. Iron Chef Sakai, I already bought a washer dryer. I already just had 2 fans installed in my home. I've had other things that I've been spending money on, plus all my normal bills. I don't have an insane amount of money saved up. I don't. Okay? Now, if the streak continues, right? If it continues for months and months, and now I don't have to drop money on any of this stuff anymore, then we'll be in a situation where we'll be like, yeah, I'm saving money and I have all this stuff. I'm not in that situation right now.
Detractors felt that the reason Phil was still crying about finances was much more sinister. They speculated that Phil had accumulated another pile of debt and was now planning to file for a second bankruptcy, which they dubbed Bankruptcy 2.0.
You refinance a house and then blow it on WWE champions and gin and DoorDash. Guess what? There's no COVID this time. They will come to your house. They will see the multiple pets. They will see all the shit you've bought. And again, no COVID. And being like, you just declared bankruptcy 8 years ago. Oh yeah, that was during COVID. This is different. Right. For you to be like, alright, finally, my wait time for declaring bankruptcy is over. Time to declare it again. They might get a little suspicious. And again, no COVID. They might take the time to investigate. So go ahead. Get a storage unit. Get a storage unit in your wife's name. They might just find it. They might just find all the statues and other electronics you have hidden away.